Hey everybody! So my name is Shivy Williams. I am your health, wellness, and fitness accountability coach, but today I am your yoga instructor. So for today's session, we are going to be doing some asana, or what we call in the yoga world, we're going to be, that's what it's called, but we're going to be doing movement, right? And so you can have your chair, as you can see, you can have your chair close by, or you can also have some blocks or books close by for today's session. I always do beginner's yoga. So we typically will do our poses like 3 times before we move on. So just wanted to kind of give you guys that information just so that you know that. So it's a little bit slower pace, not very fast. You may or may not sweat. It's kind of up to you. So we're going to do a 30-minute lunchtime yoga session. So you can always do this at any time if you like. And let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with breathing. We're going to start standing today. Usually I start sitting, but today we're going to start by standing. So here we go. Okay, arms go up, breathe in. If you can touch them at the top, breathe out. Bring your hands down into prayer. Breathe in. Hands come down into prayer as you breathe out. Let's breathe in and breathe out any anxiety you may have from today. Great job. We're going to do just a couple twists here. Separate your legs. Breathe in and bring your hands down into prayer and then twist to one side. Now I'm twisting to the right. This may be your left if you're mirroring me. Breathe in 3 times. And one more. Now twist the other way to the center. Breathe in, breathe out, and twist. 3 breaths. One more breath in and out. And everybody's breath is different, so breathe in one more time and breathe out. Come back to center. Breathe in and breathe out and twist. Breathe in 3 times and breathe out 3 times. Relaxing your shoulders, only twist at the hips. And come back to center, breathe in. Deep breath in and breathe out, nice and slowly releasing all the tension, and twist and breathe in and out 3 times. Twisting only at the hips, not the lower part of the body. One more breath in and out and center. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Turn, breathe in, out 3 times. One more breath in, and now breathe out. Come to center, last one. Breathe in and out. Twist at the hips only, and breathe in and out here 3 times. One more deep breath in, and breathe out, and turn to center. Awesome job. I'm going to face the top of my mat. And so let's just start with some movement here. I'm going to bring my arms up to the front. You can bring your arms out to the side when we fold forward. Hands go up and fold forward. Bend those knees slightly, breathing in and out. Head is down. 3 breaths. And breathe out. Now step back into a plank. Plank can be done on your knees, making sure your elbows and wrists are aligned. And now come down. You're going to go do a Chaturanga. Come up. Breathing in and out. And your Chaturanga could be low. One more in. One more out. Now come back either to your feet or hands. To your knees or hands, and step 1 foot forward, place that back foot down for warrior 1, and come up any way you can. Now with the chair, you can just have your hands on the chair for warrior 1. Your toes are facing kind of like the corner of the mat. Breathing in. Your knee should be aligned with the ankle, or it could be back a little. Hips are facing forward. Breathing in and out. One more breath in and breathe it out. Now take those hands, come down to the floor or even to your blocks. Step that front foot back. The back foot turns and go to your knees or go down into a plank and come up to Chaturanga. Breathing in and out here. Again, you can have a upward dog. You can have low upward dog. Using the chair, you're just going to do a cow. And breathe out now. Breathe in and come back up to a plank or on your knees. Step the opposite foot, which is my left, your right probably. Back foot goes down at an angle so that your toes are facing the corner of the mat. And then come up any way you can into warrior one. Hips are facing forward. Breathing in and out. Now, let's go back down and step back. You can do a plank on your knees. Come down, breathe in and out, and breathe in, and go up to upward dog. Shoulders are pushed away from the ears. And now go back into that plank again. Step the opposite foot. This is my right foot this time. Left foot goes down in the back. And then come up again to warrior one. Now, for your warrior one, as you saw, I just made an adjustment. You can take this leg, which is my left, maybe your right, and step it out to the side some to open up your stance. And breathe in and out. You don't have to go very deep if you can't. And one more breath in. Breathe out. Now come down to the floor. That back foot turns forward and maybe steps back in some. Come back down. Upward dog. One more breath in and out. Now go to that plank, maybe on your knees, just like this, and step the opposite foot forward. Now you may be in a low lunge here if this is what you chose to do, or come here to a higher lunge. That back foot steps down and now you come up. So if you were in that low lunge, you'll have to come up and then place your foot, right, the right or the left, depending on which one is back, where the toes are angled towards the corner of the mat. So breathing in and out here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Give me one more. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Come back down. Step that front foot forward to the back. Back foot, toes turn, come down. Chaturanga, upward dog. One more time on each side. One more deep breath in. Breathe it out. Go to your plank. Step the foot forward. My right is forward. It might be your left. Back foot is down. Make adjustments and then come up. Breathing in and out. Hips are facing forward. Don't forget that. Knee is not over the ankle. Back foot, you can step it out to the side for more balance. Toes should face the corner of the mat. One more deep breath in. And breathe it out. Come back down. Turn that back foot so that the toes are on the floor. Step the other foot forward. Come down. This is your Chaturanga. Come up. Upward dog. Looking forward. Head should not be back or should be up like that. Just look forward. One more deep breath in and out. Now come up to that plank. Step the opposite foot forward. Back foot is down. Breathe in and out as you come up. Warrior one. Now you can always come up the best way you can. Maybe you use your leg. Maybe you use the wall. Maybe you use a chair. However you get up is perfectly fine. One more deep breath in and breathe it out. Take that back foot and step it up to the other opposite foot. Hands come down into prayer. Great job. We're going to move on here. So hands up and forward fold. Again, you can use your blocks and just, your blocks brings the ground up. So this might be a halfway fold or your forward fold. And now I'm going to take my right foot back. And then I'm just going to come up. I'm going to do a warrior one here. Breathing in and out. Now we're going to do a triangle pose. Straighten that front leg and turn your hips. Bring your arms down, kind of like went to warrior two, and now bend over. Now you can place your hand on your ankle, or maybe you're up here on your shin, or you use the block, you can place the hand on the shin. The hand can go on the inside of the foot or on the outside. One more breath in and out. Great job. Come back up. Your legs are straight. Bend that front knee for warrior two. Take that back hand, put it on the thigh, and look up and bring up the left hand or right, depending on which one you're using. Breathing in and out here. Reverse warrior. One more breath in. Breathe out. Come back to your warrior two. One more breath in. Out. Now turn the hips. May need to turn the foot some. Go to warrior one. And now step it up. One step or many steps. Hands come down into prayer. Breathing in and out. Breathe in. Forward fold. Bend those knees. Opposite foot goes back this time. My left goes back. My right stays forward. Now, my back foot, toes are facing the corner of the mat. Come up the best way you can into warrior one. One more breath. Now, turn the hips and the arms. Your foot may turn a little for warrior two. We're going to straighten up that leg and then fold forward. Again, hand can go on the ankle, on the inside of the foot, or the outside of the foot. It's up to you. Or your hand could be on the block. Or you could even be up here in your side angle pose. One more breath in and breathe out. Now you can bend your knee to come up or keep your legs straight and come straight up. Now bend the knee for warrior two, looking straight ahead. Breathe in and out. Reverse warrior next. Breathe in. Now breathe out. Hand goes back. Arm goes up. My right arm is up. Left hand is back on my thigh. Breathing in and out. Warrior two. Hands come back to center. One breath. Two breaths. One more breath. Now, swing that bottom arm down. Twist those hips to the front. You might need to adjust your foot in the back. Make sure you're in that warrior one. You're down. Take that back foot. Step it forward as many times as you need to come up and stand straight. Arms come down. Let's do it again. Arms up. Lean forward. We're learning the poses when we're doing this. Step back. Your foot should be at an angle where it's facing the corner of the mat. Come up and make any adjustments you need to. Breathing in and out. Turn to warrior two. Straighten that leg and lean forward for your triangle pose. This can also be a balancing pose. Again, hand can be on the shin, ankle, floor. You may feel a stretch in that front hamstring. One more breath in and out. You can bend the knee or just come straight up to warrior two. Breathing, making sure you're in alignment. Hips are aligned with the shoulders. Now, reverse warrior. Hand goes up to the ceiling, left hand up, breathe in and out. My right hand is on my thigh. Yours may be opposite. One more breath in and out. Now, breathe in as you go back to warrior two. Make any adjustments you need to. Back hand comes down. We're going back into the warrior one. I'm going to make an adjustment here. I need to step a little bit up. My toes face more of the corner of the mat. My knee is aligned with my ankle. Breathing in and out. And now step it up as many times as you can. Hands come down to center. We got the other side. I almost forgot. Breathe in and out and lean forward. Step the opposite foot back. This time my left foot goes back. Foot goes on the floor. Toes are facing toward the corner of the mat. Come up the best way you can. Maybe you take your hands and you come up like this, using your leg. Whoa, balance. Hands go up for warrior one. Breathing in and out. Now, you can always use your chair for modified versions of the poses or your blocks. Now go into warrior two. And let's go into our triangle pose. Straighten out that front leg and then fold forward. Hand on the ankle, floor, block, calf, or shin, or even your thigh if you want to be that high. One more breath in and out. Now come back up, best way you can, back into that warrior two, bend that knee, looking forward. Reverse warrior. Take that back hand, place it on the thigh. Right hand up to the ceiling, breathing in and out. One more breath in, breathe it out. Come back to your warrior two. Taking those deep breaths in, slowly breathing out. Shoulders are very relaxed. Should not be close to the ears. Take that back hand, swing it down, turn the hips. May need to adjust your feet. And then take that back foot, step it forward. One step, many steps up to the center. Hands come down into prayer. All right, let's do some other movements. Hands go up and breathe out. This time go to a halfway fold. Hands on the shins, breathing in and out, or just hands dangling down. Hands go to the floor. Step one foot back, my left goes back. And I'm going to come up to warrior one. I'm going to do a side angle pose. So my back foot is going to turn some more, and I'm going to place my forearm on my knee, and then I'm going to just side angle this. Side angle pose. Now I have a bad shoulder, so sometimes I might do my side angle like this, or maybe my arm is low, or maybe behind my back. My hand's on my sacrum right here, just to open up my chest more. One more deep breath in. Now come back up to your warrior two. Turn to your warrior one. Breathing in and out. It's not perfect, and don't judge yourself. Now take that back foot, step it up. Hands come down into prayer. Breathe in. Now halfway fold. Looking at the ground here. Hands on blocks is fine. Hands on shins are fine. Hands come down, step the opposite leg back, right? My right leg goes back, and now come up to warrior one. Now, I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to come down into my side angle pose. Now, if you can't go on your shin, maybe you stay right here, hand on the thigh, and you lean that way. And lean over. Breathing in and out. One more deep breath in and breathe out. Now come back up, right? And that's in that warrior two. Turn your hips for warrior one. Breathing in and out. Take that back foot, step it forward. Hands come down into prayer. Great job, everyone. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to sit on the floor. So sit down on the floor. We're going to lay on our back if you can, or you can just sit in the chair. Take one leg. So I'm going to take my right, place my ankle on my left knee, or you could do the opposite. In the chair, take that leg, and you're just going to bring up, you're not going to cross yours over. On the chair, you're just going to bring your knee in like this. On the floor, we're taking our knee and pulling it towards us. So basically, you take this hand, it goes through the hole, and you pull that knee towards you. Now, if you cannot do that, maybe you stay here, or maybe you just keep your foot on the floor. Maybe this is a good enough stretch or sensation for you, and that's fine. And you don't need to pull it towards you. Breathing in and out. One more breath in and out. Place that foot on the floor. Other foot goes on the floor. Take the opposite leg, which is down my left, maybe your right, and bring it up. If you're sitting in the chair and you're doing this, you can just bring up your left or your right knee towards your chest if you can do that. Hand can be behind the knee or in front of the knee. And you can feel a stretch or a sensation, like I feel this in my glute. So one more deep breath in, and now out. Place that foot on the floor, place the opposite foot back down. Take your feet and then touch your feet together, letting the knees fall out to the side. Opening up for a butterfly. And you can place your hand on your heart and your stomach. So one hand on the chest, one hand on the stomach. And feel the breath move in and out the body. Feel it move from the chest down to the belly. And as you breathe out, from the belly to the chest. Now bring those knees up together and breathe out. Now, if you're on the floor, roll to one side, and that you can do in the chair. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn around. We're going to do a couple cow cats here. A lot of people say cat, cow, and then we do cow first. So here we go. Cow, breathing in, breathe out, cat. Cat. Upper back, feel that nice sensation in the back or stretch. Fingertips should be spread out, shoulder, elbow, wrist aligned. Breathe in for your cow, and now breathe out for the cat. Breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe out, pull your belly button in towards your spine. One more. Cat, cow. And breathe out for the cat. Great job. Now I'm going to take my right foot, maybe your right or your left, and the left foot, this one, I'm going to slide it back. The other one, I'm going to slide it forward and bring it out. Now, some of you may bring yours out a little bit further than me, right? And then we're going to lean down into this pose. Let me move it. Now, on the chair, you can do the same thing. You can place your foot or your leg on the chair in the same position and sit in the chair with your leg going back on the floor. Hips should be forward, and you can lean into it. And you can place your head on your hands, or if that's too much, maybe you just stay sitting up like this, or you use your blocks. And I place my hands on my blocks, or your books, whatever you choose to use. Now, don't worry if you can't get your foot. Some of you may be up here with your foot. Some of you may be back here. Your foot may be back a little bit more. It's perfectly fine. Whatever makes you more comfortable. Okay, we're going to come out of this position now. So I'm going to come up, take that front foot back, bring the back foot front, right, my left foot. I'm going to go down again. I'm going to make adjustments for my front leg and fold forward. And you come down as far as you can. Breathing in and out. Do not tense up the muscles. You may want to do that, but try to just release the muscles. Breathing in and out. Now we're going to come out of that position. And now you can sit on your chair or on the floor. We're getting ready to close out. I'm going to take my feet, place them together right here on the floor. Let my knees go out. Now, if you want, you can sit with your legs crossed. On the chair, you can just sit with your feet flat on the ground. Now, we're just going to breathe in and out here. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. We are now in our meditative state. So for this part of our yoga session, this is the part where you get to love on yourself, right? You can tell yourself how much you love yourself. Tell yourself that you're awesome, you're great, you're accomplished. Anything that you think negative of yourself, say the opposite. It's a perfect time. Always tell yourself that you love you, because that's the one thing we don't tell ourselves, but we will tell everyone but our own selves. Let's build up our own self-esteem. Know how important we are to our own self, not to other people, but to ourselves. Breathing in and out. Allow the love. Breathing in and out. Perfect time to also pray. Or maybe you just sit in silence. And if you sit in silence, try not to let the chatter of your mind take over. You always want to come back to your breath or to your positive thoughts. The other thing you can do is just think about what you're grateful and thankful for and why. And now, I'm going to sit in silence the rest of the time as we finish out our yoga session. Now, as we begin to get closer to ending our session, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes. Breathe in one time deeply, and breathe out nice and slowly. And that is the end of today's 30-minute lunchtime yoga session. You can come out of whatever pose you're in if you would like. And I always like to end with an amen. You can end with namaste. You can end with nothing at all. So arms are going to go up, touch at the ceiling, hands come down into prayer, and breathe out and amen. Thank y'all for joining today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next yoga session. I think the next yoga session we're going to do yin yoga. So we're going to be holding some poses for a long time. And that can be done in bed or on the floor. I will see y'all in the next yoga session. Bye, everyone.